Hello, the internet. It is Sunday, the 4th of July, 2021, and welcome back to the channel. Just a quick apology for the late start here. I literally just got back in from a surf. Conditions were good, offshore, swell was firing. It was fun. Crookhaven heads the point here, and I looked at the time when I got out of the water. I was like, there's no way I'm making it back in time to shower, set up the stream, and get onto it. So I knew I'd be about 15 late. But anyway, on July, that's what this stream is. This is day 4. Out of the month of July, I'll be live every day on YouTube. The idea is that every day for the month of July, you go live. Now, this is no big deal for me. I do live streams daily on DLive, but I'm adding an extra stream here on YouTube. It won't always be at this time. That's why I didn't really feel too sort of bad about not making it to the time, because to be frank, I checked the swell conditions and that's what time I scheduled the stream for. I thought I could be back here by 11:30, but if the swell's not on tomorrow, the stream will be earlier. If the swell's on tomorrow, I'll know that 11:30 isn't good. I'll push it back to 12:30 or 1 p.m. So there's no real set time here of these July streams, except on Saturdays. I'll try to maintain the 9 a.m. regular Saturday stream just for those that do come in and catch that one and think, hey, this is just a regular stream, right? No, it's July. That said, today I want to talk about the iPhone. Its birthday of the iPhone was in June, late June from memory, late June 2007. So that would make the iPhone, so 2017 would make it 10. What year are we? 2021, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That would make it 14. 14 years of age, the iPhone. So I want to have a little look at that, a little talk about that. Maybe we can discuss what you think of the iPhone, whether you have one, whether you don't. I think we can all agree, though, whether you're an Apple user. I think there's two camps here. You can either be an Apple user or an iPhone user. A lot of crew don't use anything Apple aside from an iPhone. A lot of crew don't even use an iPhone. They refuse. They want their Android. Fine, fair enough. Go back to when we didn't have iPhones and we all had, I mean, BlackBerry was the big thing, right? The BlackBerry was the huge, that was the tech of the time. And didn't it have like a little slide out keyboard or something? Like the screen, I never owned one, by the way, but I think I remember seeing the keyboard thing slid down and it gave it a little more thumb grip or something. My history with mobile phones or cell phones, we call them mobile phones in Australia, I didn't really get on board very early. I waited and waited and waited, and then I ended up with like a little Nokia, the same one that everybody had, the little blue sort of half circular thing and green little screen. I think they also came as a orange screen as well, but I had the green one. And to be completely frank, I was happy with that. I never thought that a phone would wind up where it is, because I never thought that a phone needed to do anything else. Like, the idea of a phone is just to make a phone call. Also, we thought, right? And then there's the famous keynote presentation where Mr. Steve Jobs is explaining what he's got. What does he say? He says, we got 3 products for you today. We've got a revolutionary phone, a revolutionary new phone, an internet device, and a music playing device. He said 3 products, and he kept saying it, 3 products. And then the graphic behind him had 3 of these things and they merged together, and he said, did you get that? 3 things, and then he kind of merged them in. I don't remember, but it was like 3 products in one, or 3 products, and then he kept, are you getting this? And then it was like the iPhone. And like, again, whether you like it or not, it changed everything, right? It changed the whole planet, literally. In Australia, I feel like we didn't get the iPhone until the 3G, or maybe, and that was the 3, right? The iPhone 3. Maybe there was the iPhone 2 that you could get sort of in a sketchy sort of jailbroken way, but the first, and I got one, the first official iPhone from my memory was the iPhone 3G, and I did stay up all hours that night waiting for that keynote presentation from Steve Jobs when he said, I present you the Apple iPhone 3G. And it was like, yes, we can get one now. Or, but the thing with that was really funny. That phone wasn't flat. Like, I can't show you my phone because I'm using it, but the phone didn't have a flat back. It had not a concave, it had a convex back. And so when, kind of like this sticker, right? This sticker's not flat. You can see how this sticker bends up at the sides. That's kind of like what the bottom of the iPhone was. And I remember having it on my desk at an office job, which incidentally, I used to wear this shirt in. I've had this shirt as long as I've had an iPhone. And I remember sending text messages and the thing would wobble back and forward like this. And I remember on the desk, and it was noisy. And my office manager would be like, she knew I was using my phone at work because of the wobble, because of that stupid bend in the bottom. And that was also the one that you couldn't plug a regular set of headphones in. You had to have, because the Apple, right, in all their ingenious, they also mess a lot of crap up. Their headphone jack was recessed in a sort of a strange little bended hole. And so if you tried to put a regular set of earbuds in, it wouldn't work. You had to get a little extension for it. Oh, and you couldn't send MMSs, mixed media service, multimedia services. SMS was simple message service and MMS was multimedia service, media messaging services. You couldn't send a photo. You couldn't copy and paste. So, and by the way, I've completely neglected the chat. I apologize. I'm a little excited by this actually, because we've got a couple of videos to look at. Let me just hit the chat. Robert Muller, it's just you and me, dude. Look at that, me and Rob. Okay, I said I'm running 15 minutes late, got back from a surf. Rob says, okay, g'day Benon, how are you? I'm good, thanks. I never owned an iPhone. I've only owned Androids and an iPad, like you sold on Facebook. BlackBerry did have a slide-out keyboard in the early days. Okay, well, Rob, this is good, man. You're here as someone who doesn't actually have an iPhone, which is intriguing, right? That's the minority. That's the minority. And I'm not here to say one's better than the other, but the birthday of the iPhone was in June, so we can at least take a little look back at that history. But for all the beautiful thing that the iPhone was and for what it did, it was pretty lousy when it first came. It was a pretty lousy phone. Very, very lacking. And I remember I worked with a guy, Ante. G'day, Ante, if you're watching. And he's on YouTube, by the way. He's got a pretty semi-viral video. He was always like, oh, I'm not going to upgrade, man. I'm going to wait until they have MMF. He has a bit of a lisp. He talks. He's a Croatian guy. I'm going to wait until they have MMF for sure, man. I'm not... I mean, you can get the MMF on any other phone. Why can't you get it on the iPhone? And he was right, like hold out. And I think he held out till the iPhone 5 or something eventually. But intriguing tech. It should also be noted that I'm no fanboy. Like I use Apple products. I'm streaming on a MacBook Pro here, and I've got an iPad and I've got an iPhone. I've been involved in Apple products since I started graphic design back in 2004, and the iPhone came out in 2007. So I was already watching Apple products, and I'd owned at that point. I probably owned maybe 2 laptops. I probably had my first iMac. I really liked Front Row on the iMac. I don't know if you guys remember Front Row. My iMac came with a little remote. Little white remote control, and you could press it and the screen would just go full screen presentation of whatever you had in your iTunes. And I had a lot of music, and so suddenly you could be laying in bed and you just grab the remote and press it, and then the screen becomes an iPod, and bam, you're just playing music. I thought that was rad. Front Row. Now you don't need it with HomePods and Apple TVs, but that was pretty unique. So I was already involved in Apple products, and I was waiting and watching. And I didn't think I needed a phone. I didn't think, I didn't rush. I feel like I was in England. Yeah, I was in England when the iPhone 1 and 2 were available. Because I remember going into an English telco. I can't remember the name of it. I remember looking at the iPhone, and that was the one that had the little discolored thing at the bottom, like had a little band. And I remember looking at it thinking, oh, it's kind of cool, kind of looks rad. I still didn't think I needed it, and I didn't know why I'd have it. And by the way, I wasn't living in England. I was over there chasing tail. And when I got back to Australia, fast forward months and months and months, I got a job, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, there's going to be a 3G iPhone. And I was thinking, okay, maybe that's one I could look at using. And what I'm trying to illustrate is I haven't been super keen on the phones. In fact, the phone I have right now, an iPhone 7S, 7 Plus, not S, 7 Plus. So I've missed a cycle I've missed 100 cycles. I think they're up to iPhone 14 or something. They're not going to do 13 apparently. They're going to skip the 13. They're going to go straight to 14. So I've missed out on a lot. And what I would think is if Apple, I personally think we need smaller phones, not bigger. My iPhone 7 Plus is a big behemoth. If I could go back to a smaller phone, I would, but I wouldn't forego some of the cool features. So I wouldn't get a dumbed down smaller phone. But if they said, well, the iPhone 7 Plus, what you got in 2010? What are we now? No, sorry, 2021. You probably would have got that in 2018, 2017 maybe. Well, we got the iPhone 16 and it's so small, but it does all the same stuff. That would be compelling. Robert, iPhones came out before Android because Androids came out in Australia in 2009. Right. So that's interesting. That's just the Australian market, but that's an interesting point. So they weren't even Android phones on the market before the iPhone came out. But I think, what year was I in that job then? Yeah, I would have been in that job in 2009 or 2010. But we got a couple of videos here, folks. Let's take a look at this one first. The history of the iPhone. Yeah, that's that little... Yeah. Oh, this is... Okay, so this is nobody talking. Ah, okay. Well, that's interesting. I got that wrong then. The first iPhone, 2007. So this is the one we missed in Australia. We didn't get this. But then... So the iPhone 3G was the second iPhone. And that's the one I got. And yeah, you can see the wobble on the back there, right? That bend. That bend. 3G. So I got that one. And then it went to 3GS. Okay, the 3GS. Interesting. Same kind of thing. And then the 4. Yeah, so these phones here, the 4, I would like to see that size again. With all the latest crap. $4G? 4S. Yeah, there's the 4S. Look at those bezels though. I mean, it looks nice, but I did like this. I did like this flat, very flat phone. 1080p recording, sweetness. iPhone 5. This is Lightning connector now. Yeah, right. That's a good step up. A larger display, 4 inches. 5C, that's right. I remember these guys. These were like the dumbed down versions. But it comes with a new car. Oh, you. iPhone 5S, okay. Dual flash Touch ID. That was new back then, wasn't it? Wow. iPhone 6. Now we're getting closer into my territory. It's got an HD display, bigger display, 4.7 inches. Here we go to 6 Plus. I've got a rose gold 7 Plus. So So when did my... So that's September 19, 2014. Here we go. Dude. Oh, that's the 6S. My bad. Rose gold. That's the color I've got, though. Now, this will be the 7. iPhone 6S Plus. Oh, man. They've just got too many going here, haven't they? Now, this will be the 7. Nope. The iPhone SE. Shit, they went back smaller there. Okay, I missed that one. That's a good note, though, that they did go back. Here we go. The iPhone 7 in 2016. And this is what I still use to this day. But mine, yeah, mine's got 2 cameras, the 7 Plus. There you go. So that came out in 2016. So I'm still using mine, literally using it right now. And it's battery, bit ho-hum, but iPhone 8. So I've missed, I'm going to keep count of how many I've missed. I've missed iPhone 8. I've missed the 8 Plus. That's 2 I've missed. They look very similar to the 7 though, right? The iPhone X. So they jumped from 9 to 10 for their 10th birthday. I missed that one. The iPhone X, or iPhone 10. So no 9, straight to 10. The iPhone XR, I missed that one. That's 4 I've missed. That's 2018. iPhone XS, I've missed that. That's 5 I've missed. So we got a whole handful of phones I've missed there. 5 in totes. The iPhone XS, 2018. iPhone XS Max, that's another one. That's 6. That's from 2018 as well. Wow. The iPhone 11. So there's from 10 to 11. There's another one I've missed. That's from 2019. It's got a wide-angle lens, which was a good idea. The iPhone 11 Pro. Same year, another phone. There's 8 I've missed. 11 Pro. iPhone 12. 11 Pro Max. Shit, another one. Dude, I've missed heaps, eh? And I don't even care. They're not really changing them though, that's the thing. What's this? iPhone SE. Smaller version. Oh, that's another one. That's 10 I've missed in totes. From 2020. Last year. April 15, my sister's birthday. iPhone 12 mini. Now that's an interesting idea. There's another one. That's 11. So that means the next one will be the current one, whenever that comes out. iPhone 12. Which is literally 12 phones I've missed. So there won't be any more, will there? That's the last one, isn't it? October 2020. Whoops, here's another one. iPhone 12 Pro. 13. 12 Pro. That's the last one, surely. Nope, here comes another one. iPhone 12 Pro Max, 14. 14 phones I've missed, folks. There can't be another one because that'd make it 13, right? They haven't done that yet. There you go. I've missed 14 iPhone iterations, and I don't really mind because they haven't changed them a great deal. I don't think they're still rad, right? Like, aside from a better camera and more storage, what more do you need? I got another video here. The struggle with the struggle of the original iPhone, an untold story. Let's have a look at this.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything.
Robert Muller, a friend of mine, has the iPhone 11 Plus. I don't like the look of it compared to the 7 Plus. Yeah, cool. Oh, by the way, this is a half an hour doco. You know what we might do? Has a little bit of branding for you. I might hold this off and watch this on my D-Live stream instead. That's a half an hour doco. I thought that'd be like a 5-6 minute doco. The struggle of the original iPhone. I'm going to put a little link in my chat right here, which goes to my D-Live. If you want to watch that video with me, go scope my D-Live channel. We'll probably take a look at it there. But I think what we'll do here, Rob, it's just you and me. We'll call it a day, my friend. Good to have you in the chat. Happy birthday to those of you who do use iPhones. I know you don't. Just want to leave it on one note. What would make me want to upgrade my iPhone? It's a good question. I mean, I'm asking myself because I want to know the answer. I feel like better battery life is a given, right? They're always going to increase the battery life. So that's a given. I would suggest a wide-angle camera, both front and back, definitely. Better low-light capabilities, and in a smaller form factor. That would push me into... Oh, and 5G, of course, 5G, which is a given that's going to be, even though we can't really use that too much in Australia. But those three, or forget the better battery life, because that's going to be a thing anyway. But wide angle camera on the front and back, better low light activity with the camera. So funnily enough, nothing to do with the phone, right? Like the phone, who needs to make phone calls? Like you just FaceTime that crap, right? So those are the things that would sort of push me into potentially upgrading. The other clear-cut thing that would push me into an upgrade is if this thing stops working. So it could just belly up, right? It could start flexing and wobbling and the battery could explode, and then, you know, I'm well and truly out of a contract, so I could upgrade then. But those are the things that would do that for me. Folks, if you are interested, I'll see you over on D-Live later on. Thanks, Rob, for being here with me. See you all tomorrow. Julive Styleses. Happy birthday.